President Jacob Zuma will officially receive his US counterpart Barack Obama at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. And some economists say the increase in the price of petrol will overburden consumers. I'm Richard Brooks. President Jacob Zuma will today officially receive his US counterpart Barack Obama at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. The two leaders are expected to hold bilateral talks. Obama arrived at Waterkloof Air Force Base last night from Senegal. He's accompanied by his wife Michelle and their two daughters for the weekend tour, which ends in Cape Town tomorrow. There's heightened security around the Union Buildings and its surroundings to prevent any attempt by anti-US lobby groups to disrupt Obama's visit. Tsepo Ekaneng has more.
President Zuma will hold official talks with Obama, which are expected to cover areas of trade and investment, education, health, development assistance, as well as security and development cooperation in the African continent. It's also expected that South Africa will use Obama's visit to lobby that the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which expires in 2015, to be extended for another 20 years. AGOA allows for a range of South African products and other eligible African states to have import duty-free access to American markets.
Kusatu in Gauteng says it supports the coalition opposing Obama's visit to Africa. The Labour Federation was part of the No Obama March held in Pretoria yesterday. Kusatu's Putas Tseki.
The President of America, when he entered into power, he promised that he was going to close Guantanamo Bay. He promised that he was going to make sure that he resolved the dispute of the Palestinian people with Israel. But we have seen the support of big budget and armaments that continues to support Israel against the people of Palestine.
A freelance filmmaker, FC Harmon, has been released after he flew a small remote-controlled flying camera over the Pretoria hospital, where ailing former President Nelson Mandela is being treated. Police questioned Harmon for about 4 hours before releasing him. They also confiscated the flying camera. Harmon says he used the device for other film projects. He says he intended to offer to media organizations the aerial shots of intense activity around the hospital, where Madiba has been for the last 3 weeks. Meanwhile, people have been flocking to the Mediclinic Heart Hospital overnight to wish Madiba well. Many of them came only after midnight. Early this morning, there were still many people, especially youths, outside the hospital. Some of them say they could not visit the hospital during the day due to work commitments. People lit candles and carried messages in support of Madiba. One of the young people at the hospital, Tabang Matlapeng.
We feel that Madiba needs the youth tonight because he was once our own. So we are here today to represent him. He has to fulfill his promise to emancipate the youth of South Africa, to make us one, to make us united.
Some economists say the increase in the price of petrol will overburden consumers who are already battling with high food prices and electricity tariffs. Yesterday, the Energy Department announced that the petrol price would increase by 84 cents per litre. This will bring the price of 93-octane petrol to exactly 13 Rand, and that of 95-octane to 13 Rand 23. Diesel goes up by 78.2 cents per litre. Illuminating paraffin will increase by 75 cents per litre. Economists have blamed the weaker Rand for the petrol increases. South Africa's track and field athletes have new hope, but only if Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula can persuade Athletics South Africa to play ball. Mbalula was briefed by SASCOC yesterday on its decision to suspend ASA. Mbalula says he understands SASCOC's decision. Lebogang Dube has more.
It's been a frustrating 6 days for the country's athletes following last Sunday's decision to suspend ASA from SASCOC. They were not going to be considered for national teams and financial assistance was going to be cut. Mbalula plans to meet with ASA on Monday to hear their side of the story before a final meeting with the entire SASCOC board. These meetings could pave the way for ASA's suspension to be lifted because at the moment the athletes and no one else are bearing the brunt.